Right. Good morning. Evening. Afternoon. Whatever. Good whatever. How you all doing today? Right. So I didn't stream last week. That was because I was working hard to get the AI out. And this week I've spent the first few days of this week going over. Yesterday I went over some points of feedback which have been lingering for a couple of months now. Stuff that needed addressing, but it kind of got left as we worked on the new content. So I rushed through loads of that earlier this week and late last week, over the weekend a bit. And today I've been going through crash files. So any crash files that were submitted to us, I've went through them from the last month. Most of them aren't actually on. Well, none of them were on the beta build. Actually, they're all from the previous build, and almost all of them were the same crash that I've already fixed. So no need to do anything there. There was a couple of other things. One issue came up where it turns out in the end was their save files were set to read only. No idea what caused that to happen. But if your save files are set to read only, you can't delete, save, or actually start any new games, because every time you start a game, a level setup file is saved, and if that's set to read only, it can't be overwritten. So yeah, I put in messages about that now. So what am I doing today? So today I'm going to play a Freeplay game. I'm going to play a game in Freeplay and make notes. I've got a couple of notes already about Freeplay and changes I want to make to the AI. However, there's a couple of things I want to spot. Particularly, I think there's some situations where the AI can pretty much just stop, and I want to figure out why, if I can. Let me just switch the game's already out. Okay, so we're going to have some enemy colonies. We'll have the Counterpart colony, a Leaf Critic colony, and a Former Corruptor colony. I'm going to set them to varying degrees of cheats. I'm going to take a screenshot of that just to remind myself of what I had them all set to. So if one of them breaks, I can figure out what settings they were on. Don't think I'm going to change any other settings. I think I'm just going to leave everything else default. Right, let's begin. You know, like Festive Ants, Tug of War is weird. It forced me to sidestep micro. You're not meant to. You don't have any micro control in Tug of War. Actually, the one thing you might be able to do is turn on and off combat, but I don't know. How could you? The Tug of War map was an experiment really in macro. You've got to win purely on macro. Maybe you should do the inverse at some point and make a level where you've got to win purely on micro. X and Z are controllable. Ah, I left something in. It's hard to find all the settings once I essentially had to break my own game putting Tug of War together in a way that didn't break it everywhere. Do a level where that would be an interesting one. A level where you and a computer don't build anything. You both build exactly the same things at the same time automatically, and you can't change anything. So you've got to win purely off working around the other one. It was actually how the original game was conceived. Well, not the original. Yeah, kind of. One of the early concepts of the game was to do like a Tug of War where if you played some of the StarCraft custom maps, there's one called Desert Strike. Right, Rempe. And Leashish. Yeah, so there's a StarCraft custom map where the where called Desert Strike, where you just build the units and then they automatically fight each other, and it was kind of a nod to that. It was Tug of War. It's funny to say I'm right, but it's not as stressful as a full game. You just kind of chill and build things and watch. Yeah, someone's played Desert Strike. Right. Let's give it a go and see what goes horribly wrong.
It must grow quickly if it is to survive.
Okay, so you get chunks of lag in the editor when the enemies are spawning all their units. I'm not going to do anything clever with the base or anything like that. I'm just going to play chilled out and normal, and we'll make notes about what stupid things the AI is doing or what clever things they're doing. Job cancelled is actually the computer cheating. Okay. Is that crash or a breakpoint? 1 second. I think it's just a breakpoint. Yeah, there's a breakpoint somewhere. Give me a second. Turn off the breakpoint and come back into the game. I've just left a breakpoint on when I was testing something else. I had an issue recently where you'll notice it in the current build that leaf cutters were climbing plants where the leaves were bare. They were climbing onto the leaves, harvesting nothing and climbing off again. So that's what this breakpoint was about. It was checking something to do with that. But unfortunately, at the minute it's loading all the variables and that, trying to gather all the information for the breakpoint. I don't need it. Okay, there we are. I've removed the breakpoint. There's another one. Okay, there we go. We're always looking for optimizations. You possibly won't get any whilst during this beta, because the beta's more to figure out the gameplay logic. We usually do optimization rounds, so we'll Matt or Liam are usually one to optimize, and they'll take some time to do it properly. So you take snippets of information as the game's running and see which functions the game spends most of its time in. So yeah, I mean, eventually yes, there will be optimizations, but just don't expect them immediately. The game runs worse when you're running in the engine as well, so at the minute there'll be big chunks of slowdown. Oh gosh, I've actually spawned in a really good location. That was probably too many food. I should probably build some more workers actually. Oh no! Someone else is harvesting my fish. Yeah, hasn't he got anything better to harvest? Actually no, it looks like he's surrounded by plants. No, he's got that there. He must have determined that he's got enough units to harvest the fish anyway. To be fair, he does. That's probably
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
Enemy on the map. That's the leaf cutter player. This will be the counterpart then? Yeah, this is the counterpart colony. So, I've introduced, in the next build, if you complete the other foot level, you will unlock the counterpart colony in Freeplay. So, you notice that this computer's playing with army ant mages and trapjaws. I need to get myself strong enough before the computer decides it's a good time to attack. Yeah, I've fixed loads of the bugs already. Ones that have been reported on the forum. I said earlier this week and over the weekend I spent my time fixing bugs. What's coming up at the side? Oh, it's probably just a load of debug information. That'll be just information for what Liam's working on, I imagine. Okay. Right, I really want to get that fish. If I do, I'll end up in a fight with the yellow, who's determined that's their fish. I can't believe it, there's so many good resources by me, but the yellow seems supposed to block them all off. I've finished harvesting everything from that. Oh, some food down here. Right, I'll get some wood ants. The yellow's backed off. Good. What's the yellow doing now? Oh, he's determined that there's... Oh, he's gone to fight this player. Excellent. To be fair, there is a lot of fish around there. That's probably what he's done. He's probably had a look and gone, oh, there's even more fish over here. Go get that fish. The fish is almost in the game as a joke, you know. It was one of the really early builds of Empires of the Undergrowth, the tablet build that was built in our own engine, and that the initial level was designed to be on the beach. Like the first level in the game was meant to be on the beach. So one of the very first food items that was created for the game was a fish. And then ever since, the fish has been kind of included, even though, I mean, we did do beach levels in the end. Still not really sure why we did. I think it was because the original was meant to be beach, so the redesign just ended up being beach. So we've ended up with these blooming fish models. There's a bit of food there as well. Need to go grab that food as well. I do actually need to try and expand my colony enough to survive. Oh, that's going to run out in a minute. Hopefully that'll spill some more beans soon. Ah, sugar. Yeah, let's grab the food from here then. Still got some more underground I could get actually. The issue is, when you've got enemy colonies, grabbing the underground food, you kind of think, but I'm wasting time above ground that I could be preventing them from grabbing food. I could be grabbing the food near me. Okay, there's actually quite a lot of food around. Okay, when the water rises, I'll get a load of error messages come up, and that's because of the fire ants. Because in the fire ant update, there's water walking's going to be introduced by some creatures, and also bridge building. So it kind of gets confused because it's not set up properly for that. Right, I should probably do a quick smash and grab of the spiders. Alright, you're at half. Even in the early stages, the cheat setting really makes it a challenge. Leaf cutters could use some love, I think, in the early stages of the game. Yeah, leaf cutters are definitely harder to play than any of the others. And the computer feels that as well. weird. Oh, what's going on here? I think at some point me and Liam are going to, because this AI is kind of the AI. It's taken from level 3.1, but kind of adapted a bit to make adapted a bit to make more sense in Freeplay. But I think we'll be doing a lot more adapting or rewriting of it at some point. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Probably after the Fire Ant update, though I don't think it's going to happen before that. Not concentrating enough.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
Don't get many leaf cut mages for your money, do you? Not sure what to do. There's a couple of crickets down here, so let's nab them whilst I can. In before yellow steamrolls you, or green. Yeah, I think oh god,
The colony is starving.
they're just hanging
There's
out
not enough
of
food
my
to
nest.
feed the new
Are
brood.
they're coming to get in on the fight, aren't they? Yeah, I don't think this is going well. They're a leaf colony, I think. Yeah, they are. To wait for my forces to reconvene. Right, there we are. Let's grab those. Grab that food. What's going on over here? The Counterpart colony is the one I have set to the easiest mode, haven't I? So it's probably been wiped. But, well, it's not been killed, but it's probably been... its gathering groups have probably been destroyed. That's one of the things we want to do with the AI going forward, is being able to move military groups into gathering. Because at the minute, you can't do that. I do need to build my forces up faster. Oh, new fish. Beautiful. That should do me wonders, actually.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber. The queen is in imminent danger.
Oh, sugar. How did they get in here? I've still got my queen ability, so that should save me on this occasion. I just don't know how they got in.
The ants must protect the queen.
Yeah, they're coming to kill me. I just need to kill enough of them to scare them off. I'm not going to spend any more food because I think if I did, I think I've scared them off. It looks like looks like another. It looks like yellow started fighting them. the AI is not bad. It's for the most part fun, but like these at the minute are just camping. That's dark tactics, that is. Why they not? They must have combat turned off. That's their mistake. I think they turn combat off when they're retreating, but they weren't walking the right way for retreating. Unless they've retreated, but they've left a couple heading to the marker, maybe? I can only guess. Oh, they're still coming to my base. How are they coming to my base with combat turned off?
The ants must protect the queen.
Okay, that's a bug. Okay, so why have they got combat turned off? Which group are they for a start? Okay, let's have a nosy. Okay, I'm going to come back to chat whilst I've got this music's creepy. Green. Right. Yeah, it decides to attack. There should be periods where they pause their assault. And the way it currently works is if they decide to attack, they'll decide a random amount of a time for the assault to go for. Or if you kill enough of them, they will back off. So it'll either be when that timer runs out, or you've killed enough of them and they've decided that they can't. I didn't even turn conquest on, so I'm not even going to know if the blue player's dead. Anyway, so that's the way it currently works. But yeah, let's get noting some of these down. Okay, so things we think about the AI at the minute. Okay, so allow AI to pause and assault to regroup. Okay, so there's a bug here where attack group has combat off. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, I've done an entire battalion, but they just kept coming. He's retreating his ants, but the ants are still going for the player's nest with the attack disabled. Yeah, that's what I would assume he was doing. But let's see what we can find. Okay, so for a start, which player is this? What's his colony ID? Right, he's colony ID 1. Do I know what group he belongs to? I don't think you can just look that up. It's colony ID 3, 2. Let's see if any of them are in my base here. Okay, so The player with colony ID 3 is also trying to attack me because they've got a marker here as well. 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Huh. The one that's here is this one. 25 ants. What's this ant called? This is Leafcutter Medea 112. Well, this is a Formicuroraptor colony. Is that my marker? It's my bloody marker. Right, so colony ID 1, there's one there. Oh god, I've got a thought. I just had a thought about a serious bug. Right, colony ID 1. Okay, so let's find colony ID 1. Any with colony ID 1. That's 1. Search that. Okay, so I'll explain what I'm thinking in a minute. Oh no, it can't be that. Can't be that. Unless it is. What did I say that Medea was called? Great, I've zoomed out the entire world. Where's my nest? Look at my nest compared to the others. Whilst I'm here, I'm just going to have a quick look at the blue player. I think they're scuppered. Yeah, they don't look like they're doing too well, do they? I think they've just been destroyed financially by the other players, and because they're set to have a low level of cheating, it's going to take them ages to respawn any of their units. They've just been harvested. Anyway, okay, so it's Leafcutter Medea 112. It's not that one.
The queen is.
Right, I'm gonna have a look at its call to. Can't have a look at its call to arms, can I? Don't think it works this way round. Oh, damn it. Right, there's some mystery going on here that's going to need solving before I go anywhere else. There's 113. I'm sure I saw 113. Didn't, did I? No, probably not. Oh, there's 112. Oh, damn it! What call to arms was that? Okay, so yeah, of course, the marker's on the surface here. The question is, why has it got combat turned off? ID3, original ID3.
In imminent danger. Protect the...
They're still coming in, but it must have combat turned off. This music's getting to me now. Okay, so colony ID 1. Let's have a look at the marker placement actors. You know what? I think this is a... Yeah. Okay, there will be some confusion here. So there's different systems going on here. Layer upon layer of confusion. This is where the meat of the decisions happens. Right, in some of these places there is something here. So these are all the locations where... Right, so food and combat gets set to nothing there. No food there. Or there. Okay. So what happens if we're attacking? Okay, so I think basically what I need to do here is set the flags. Okay, so when a group is sent to attack, it does a check as well to see if you're already attacking. To attack. Turn combat on. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what that is now, and I know how to fix it. So let's carry on.
Queen. The Queen is in imminent danger.
All this stuff is because the tide. It's just confusion with the tide. Annoyingly, it doesn't look like it's going to go away.
The ants must protect the Queen.
Thankfully, this enemy's got combat turned off. We're just going to have to live with these on-screen debug messages for now. I can turn them off, but I might need them. Got a lot of cash now, so maybe I should try and take that player out.
The Queen is in imminent danger.
How's there another? Oh, for goodness sake! How do they keep slipping one in? Oh, it's because they got combat off. They must keep slipping through. Looks like they might turn combat back on. I've had enough of them, sorry. Got rid of them, which is gonna hurt me in a minute when I need them, but okay, I won't need them. Yeah, we can just assume I'm not gonna need them. Right, should I kill this player for trying to attack me? Oh gosh, this... It's like the yellow players that going for the green player. Definitely don't want to cross that barrier just yet. Let's go and get some more resources. See, I think the AI is actually quite fun at the minute, but I don't think it's particularly clever at all. The cheating is what makes it fun, because a thick AI that cheats is still a challenge. Something I meant to do as well is prevent it from cheating whilst you're underground. So if you're in there underground, it doesn't cheat during that time period. Why is this player obsessed with... Do you reckon the blue player's dead? Possibly. Funnel web nest is so annoying. Right, I'm going to pause for a second and come to chat. Okay, so... Matrix is what? But inside my machine brain objects once I've got them working. Yes, I believe you are probably in the process of creating the Matrix half. If anyone could do it, it would be you.
The workers have done all they can to prepare this brood chamber.
Oh, sugar. I bet these haven't got combat turned off. So get underground, quick. Oh my god, I'm being hit from two sides, I think. What are these doing? Are they just harvesting?
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
I think I'm doomed. I've got time to see if my queen's ability's recharged. Might have done by now. Oh no, I survived. Oh. Actually no, I haven't yet. Let's not get too excited yet. They have one major and a bunch of wood ants, which unfortunately I think beats my 4 mages.
The ants must protect the queen.
Here's praying for yeah, queen ability. The most overpowered thing in the whole game. They haven't given up on their assault yet. And Java packaging has some superior useful classes. Oh, very good. There is a yellow steamroll. There's definitely a yellow steamroll going on. However, they haven't regrouped because I haven't programmed that in yet. So at the current rate, I think they're just gonna end up dying. Actually, I don't know. They still look pretty strong, and my resources are 0. I've lost, haven't I? Well, I've learnt quite a few useful things this game anyway, so I'll probably just let it lose. And we'll see if we can set up another game.
The ants must protect the queen.
This time I'll remember to put the victory condition on.
What was once a mighty empire is now nothing more than a feast for the many creatures that inhabit this area.
Right. Right, so I've got a few things I wrote down. Let's implement some. Okay, so basic marker placement. Marker placement. Okay, so when they're attacking, which is here, you know what? Instead of putting it here, it's going to go in here. Because this is the thing that sends the groups to attack the player. That's not why. So if a group gets sent to attack a player, it's no longer going to gather food. And it's going to change that comment. Okay, however, there's something else I need to account for here, and that's an attack ending. So interesting. That's a bug. It's great when you find these lingering bugs just completely out of the blue. Okay. Okay, so that should be fine. Now I just need to look at where idle all groups is run and figure out what error I've managed to implement to set up here. Okay, so before I do anything, One sec. So the calculator resources. Just trying to work out what's going on here. Okay, so this is when it decides to attack. If it's decided to attack, it finds an attack player, sets all the cooldowns, and comes in here. Now, then successive ticks whilst it's attacking will calculate the respawn cost and get resources. So if it's got enough to respawn, it will put everything onto partly aggressive. Okay, so first of all, if it's below a certain threshold, it will switch back to gathering. Then if it's below another threshold, it will switch to partly aggressive. Failing that, it will stick with aggressive. And that's I'm going to rename this because it's badly named. Initially it was meant to idle all groups, but what it actually does is set all groups status. So I should change this really. Trying to cover all angles here. Just give me a minute. So, send group to attack player deals with that. Combat groups. Send the group to attack the enemy. Okay, so when it idles itself, it should probably okay. Okay, so let me just check the overall colony temperament to do with this. So okay, so a quick look. Okay, so I think that should deal with the turning combat on and off. Group is sent to attack, turn combat on. So I think that should be dealt with. Allowing AI to pause to regroup is not a simple task because it needs to decide when it wants to pause. At the minute, it turns the combat off if it thinks it can't afford the attack. There's something else I wanted to check as well. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, coming back to the chat. Hi Kitu69. Welcome to hi. What are you doing? I just joined. John did a big reveal about the answer. You missed it. Yes, Freeplay. Or was he? You never know. Okay, so I'm going to set up another game. This time I'll play as the Counterpart colony just for fun. If you missed it at the beginning, with the next update in the beta, there's the Counterpart colony will become unlocked after if you complete what do you call it? If you complete the other foot level. Yes, the other foot. But you'll have to do it again, I'm afraid, even if you've already done it. Final experiment, my foot. Okay, so Uber blackouts, what can go wrong? Do we have Ubers on actually? No, I should turn them on. Yeah, Uber creatures are on. They take ages to spawn, don't they? I think the games are shortened when you've got enemy colonies because the aggression between the colonies causes causes the game to be a lot shorter. Okay, 4 players on the towhead map, so this should be cramped. No leaf cutters, so there won't be any leaves. Maybe I've got time to run down and get a drink. Burp.
The Queen has raised her first brood. These loyal subjects will lay the foundations of what could one day be a great subterranean empire.
nice. Did I? Someone asked about music. The music system is quite complicated. I've no doubt it's possible to have multiple tracks. But it's not as simple as you'd think, because the way the music system works with the different layers, it has to be set up quite carefully. So I think at some point we should do that, definitely. It'd be nice if it just would roll through the various tracks as you played. Maybe each day changing to a different track. Crazy ants. Crazy ants aren't actually planned.
This colony must remain small
we have the
for
plan
now.
of all
Food is
creatures
too
left in the
scarce to
game
support greater
to bring
numbers.
us to full release. Now, crazy ants aren't among them. Look how far away I put the nest entrance on this level. I'll leave the rest of the underground food here. Looks like I'm late to the party. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm trapped. Go, go, go. Oh, grab them, run, run! Run, my ants! Oh, they didn't attack. They're not. That doesn't seem right. Right, I might have to rely on underground food for a bit. It's just gonna get complicated. I'm sure I selected Counterpart Colony. Did I not select Counterpart Colony? Right, I'm not having that. Let me just check. So I'm definitely Counterpart colony this time. Who cares what I type? I can't save it anyway. Termites will be in by full release, yes. They were part of the Kickstarter goals. So yes, they will be there.
This nest may be small, but given a chance, it will grow to become a sprawling underground city.
I'm not going to confirm whether they'll be playable or not. Make of that what you will. There is actually still something to be decided in that area. So I'm definitely the Counterpart colony this time. I must have just set it up wrong last time. Oh, I didn't turn. Doesn't matter, it's only victory condition. I don't care. I don't care whether it tells me I've won or not. Besides, I'm probably not going to win. Hang on. Let's let them take eggs to these things first. Every now and again we still get a message somewhere telling me the game's broken because eggs aren't appearing on tiles. I still need to make a tutorial to let people know that if you haven't got anyone in the nest group or idle, things won't be taken to the tiles. Multiplayer is not a confirmed feature either. It's that is something we would love to do, but it's never been promised. It's a big undertaking, is multiplayer. I've chatted about it before on stream, but essentially multiplayer requires you to go through the game and decide exactly what you need to be sent over the network, down to the variable. So, and as you can imagine, by this point there's a lot of variables in the game. You need to decide what data needs to be, technical term is replicated across the network. Great, I'm pinned in by bloody massive beach wolf spiders. I'm literally pinned in. Well, this game's gonna go well. Alright. Get some of the cheap ants. But I could only build 3, of course I could. I think again I'm gonna have to do some underground clearing in order to be able to escape.
This colony must remain small for now.
Your bot's
Food
going
is
to
too
take over the
scarce
world
to
one
support
day,
greater
Hoff.
numbers.
I've got a little bit of cash in storage to fight whatever comes out here. Yeah, that's just Devil's Coach us. It's not too bad. It looks like the computer are going to kill each other. Are the blue players dead again? It doesn't surprise me the blue player's dead, to be honest. I think I possibly need to up the lowest level of cheats because they just seem to get wiped out really easily. Oh! My saviours! Quick! Grab the food! Oh no, they've given up. Don't give up.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Well, if the yellow couldn't manage it, I don't know why I thought I could. This is an infestation landmark, isn't it? Those things are a bloody nightmare. No, don't just run into the enemy until we die. Let's regroup and think about this. That used to be a beach wolf spider when I first made this level, but too many people were complaining that they dug it out and got killed. I think I just turned it into a Devil's Coach horse edible. Yeah, it's a funny one. The way this map was designed was designed to cause clashes on these ramps here, but the distance from where you spawn to that ramp is really quite big, so you can't really get to any of these resources early on. Maybe I should have more ramps. I don't know. If I do that, it will change the map a lot. Like, to the extent that I don't even think it will be this map anymore. Okay, this hasn't gone as well as I'd hoped. You know what I could do? I could double down. Double down on my queen ability of being about to trigger. Take out.
The queen is in imminent danger.
Come on, we can take out these two with this, surely. We got this. Oh gosh, that thing's struggling. What's wrong with it?
The ants must protect the queen.
What? Oh, the Counterpart colony! Oops.
The queen
The
is in
colony
imminent
is
danger.
starving.
There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
I think that's called cheating. Now that's how you cheat as a developer. Look at my lovely friendly tiger beetle defending my base. She doesn't, you know. I haven't put the queen ability in for the counterpart colony. Right. As much as you were great, you were fantastic at defending my base. I'm afraid I need the resources. Oh. Well, that was good, wasn't it? that was pleasant. Right, I need to build some units. Right, do I get bothered with slit? I'll get straight for crap yours. Yeah, we've got all that. Don't think there's any more resources underground. Right, I'm gonna have to brave the surface. Where these two beach wolf spiders are just murdering everything. Oh god, I'm just completely stuck whilst there. Oh look, they've left me alone. How lucky. Yeah. Well, yes, there would be a better cheat half. You've been altering things in a notepad file. I really don't mind people cheating in the game. It's fine as long as
The workers have done all
it's
they
not a
can to
multiplayer game,
improve
it
these
doesn't
food
matter.
stores.
Although that does highlight part of the issue of making a multiplayer game. As soon as you build a multiplayer game, cheaters become an issue. Unless you do it in like a cooperative or friend sense, so you're only playing against your friends. However, they're not the greatest kind of games. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. Wait. Right, I might be able to make my way around now at least. Okay, maybe not.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
That'll hurt. I was wondering, I have a request for Freeplay mode. It is to have a way to prevent a room from spawning when they die. Prevent a room from spawning when they die, and or have settings to set max total worker ants and soldier ants to help with the huge lags when you hit high numbers of ants in Freeplay. It's a funny one because on higher end systems some people can handle a lot of ants. I mean, there are some soft caps put in, which is this, but it still allows for a huge amount of creatures before you reach the soft caps. Particularly if you've got 4 colonies in. I feel like I've just been bullied out of this game by those beach wolf spiders. Because now I'm feeble compared to the others. I see what you mean there. You're talking about methods of improving. What are you doing? Where are you going? Oh. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, on the bright side, I haven't seen any couldn't really get off the ground in this game, even with all my cheating. Maybe putting one of the colonies on the highest cheat setting is not a good idea. Optional pop cap. Yeah, maybe that wouldn't be a bad idea, so the computer will follow it as well. Basically forcing the computer to upgrade rather than rather than build more. Yeah, it's been a daft get. Basically, I'm entirely cut off with no resources. I mean, I might survive. It's unlikely, but okay, I can't. I've got no way of getting more resources at the minute, so I'm just kind of praying. At least my trap jaws have got some sustain. Oh, water rising. Maybe that'll cut off their reinforcements.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
There we go. Yeah, resources now. Green. No, it's yellow that's attacking me. Yellow looks green in the night. Blue's barely got off the ground. Oh, well, I survived. There we go. Yeah. Although I think they can afford to be honest. Just nab that stuff. I think it's the trap jaws that have saved me. I agree though that a pop cap would make sense. So let's write that down. Optional. That the computer has to follow. So basically, when it tries to build bigger than that, it just doesn't. Well, maybe what I can do is use the pop cap to reduce the room sizes that the computer's going to build. But I definitely agree with that. Looks like they've been attracted to the combat. Like, ooh, there's fighting going on. I want to join in the fight. Everyone to the dance floor for the fighting. I've actually got some resources building up. Who would have thought? Yellow's all over the place. I really do just feel like I'm just drawing out the inevitable here. Oh, Blue's managed to come back. Oh, but he's done something stupid and took on the beach wolf spiders. Oh, you know what? The infestation landmark needs to go. I don't see how it brings anything to the game. Maybe I just default it to off. Might be a simpler way of doing it. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't like the infestation landmark. Oh, what am I doing? I'm just feeding this beast wolf spider. Give Counterpart colony queen ability. Queen abilities. I'll give it the same that it gets in the campaign level. Oh, I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere near them. Oh my gosh. I'm amazed at how well the blue player's doing. Oh, you idiot. Oh. Is this the death train? Well, they've got combat turned off, gathering turned off, so. So I think this is an attempt to kill me. However, through sheer luck, it looks like it's going to get wiped out on the way. Ah. Yeah, it looks like yellow's arrived. I'm surprised these two haven't ended up fighting each other. To be fair, they are much more likely to attack me. They do take distance into account in the dice roll that they do to who they decide to attack. But they also take into account army size, and my army size must be tiny compared to the yellow player. Yeah. Yellow's arrived. Maybe I'll put a couple more. I don't know. Oh, looks like the beach wolf spiders are murdering them again. They're such a dangerous enemy, you know. Oops, let me see that. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Debug things. I can draw with it. Oh, it's only one per tile. Anyway, I've got a couple more things that I need to implement, so I'm going to do that now because I'm clearly not about to win. Right, so the Counterpart colony needs queen abilities. Okay, so in order to do this, I'm going to enter the Twilight Zone. Hey, oh damn it, not stray, whatever, projectile particles again. That's such a weird bug. Okay, so I'm just stopping the engine running for a second. Only happens on low FPS. Yeah, it's probably something to do with the calculations that they do. Maybe the frame between the particle effects is so long that it gives them ridiculous acceleration or something. I don't know. I don't know how it's calculated. Anyway, what are we talking about? Right, so I need Freeplay. Okay. I think it's former EOT Freeplay game mode. There. Yeah, species counterpart. Okay, so this is essentially what defines the counterpart colony. I need to check this out from the source control. Hang on one moment. Flying aphid bug's still there. Great. I love flying aphids. Aphids falling from the sky. I believe I can fly. Right. Okay, so the PopCap thing is too complicated for me to look into at the moment. The stream's not got we've not got that long left on the stream, so I'm just going to do a couple of things that can be done easily. So, anyone remember what abilities the counterpart colony has? Is it Royal Guard? Unfortunately, these are misnamed. Guard and invincibility. Okay, I will check these before we... Before I... what? Okay, so let's just double check. So Royal Guard is strong car piece, and I think second wind is the it's second wind. So strong car piece and second wind is what it should have. Yeah, that's cool. They are correct. Okay. So that's one thing off the list. Right, let's do the infestation landmark being defaulted to off. Right, Jaso. I actually have never moved it. It's where it was when I first installed it. You may be surprised to hear, as someone who programs all day, I haven't actually moved them from their from the default locations they were when I installed it. Now, whether or not that's changed in more recent versions of Visual Studio, I do not know. Right, okay, so whilst that's packaging, you can all have a good look at my face. It's probably the version of Visual Studio that I installed. Maybe it saved my settings from the original version I installed. I never moved it. And I'm used to it there now, so it feels weird it being anywhere else. Where should I put it? Up here? No. No, I should leave it where it is, else I'll get confused. Oh, you can only see my face now anyway. So I'm just going to run over very briefly what has been going on, and you'll be unsurprised to hear that it's mostly fire ant bridges, but I will run over it anyway. Maybe there's some interesting nuggets in the source control commits. Okay, so the last I streamed was a couple of weeks ago, actually, wasn't it? So it's the 19th today. So I'll look at anything from the 5th, I guess. Okay, so 5th. Okay, so Liam cleared up some rebuilding path debug info, so that's just debug info. There's been a null pointer fix on some sort of bridge error. Fixed a crash in the path building. Oh yeah, that was something I was having trouble with, but Liam fixed it for me. Compile error fixed. Tweak of the call to arms again. Well, the markers, sorry. Call to arms is an internal name we used for them because they were based on the Dungeon Keeper call to arms. Base setups on all Freeplay maps for AI. Oh yeah, that was me putting base setups into the Freeplay maps. You probably all know all this because this was before the release of the Freeplay AI. Tile surface. I fixed the part of the calculation on the tile surface scaling. Added difficulty settings for tug of war. This is all stuff you already know. Actually, I'm going to whiz forward. That's me adding in AI cheats. Okay, Matt was fixing bridge issues. It's when he got back from his holiday, actually, so I think Liam had a nice long list of bridge issues for him. Okay, so that's version 0.22. Okay, so this is the version you've got. So after that, we've got fixes for bridges again. More bridge and level editing fixes. Scope for more car. Okay, so this is Matt adding the ability for multiple fire ants to join the bridge at the same time. So in the recent video we put out, there was just one ant going along the bridge at a time to join it, but we're now adding in the ability for multiple ants to be joining the bridge at the same time, so they don't just wait there. Just some fixes. That was me fixing issues from the build that came out. Enemy ants should no longer provide vision when fog of war is on. Yeah, that was something that happened. Fixed an issue where switching from evasive worker would leave camouflage on. That was something that Hoff pointed out, I think. The other foot now says the other foot on victory and defeat. Royal Guard are now immune to confuse, stun, and being picked up and executed. Royal Guard have health increase from 120 to 200. Fixed an issue that could cause first wave to have no creatures and extremis. Fixed an issue where creatures spawned on Lab 2 and Lab Formicarium 2 could be in the ground, such as your friendly spiders. They'll all be released from the ground and will attack you now. So if you've got a pet spider, unfortunately that one's been fixed. Liam says bridge building AI work in progress. I say fixed a bug when reloading a Freeplay game from an autosave that did not have a manual save. Would restart with no level data, so you'd end up with no workers and your nest entrance closed and being a former Eruptor Queen and having no queen tiles. It's quite distressing. Counterpart colony added to Freeplay. And this is me adding in the unlock for it. Extra check added for creatures who lose their job whilst carrying an egg. That was a bug where there was creatures on the surface walking around with eggs. If Conquest is selected and no enemy colonies exist, a black ant colony is added. Test level. Fixed an issue where empty leaves would have leaf cutters would climb empty leaves to harvest them. Fixed an issue that would cause AI colonies to attack player 0 even if player 0 didn't exist. Also fixed the revenge mechanic, so they will now be more likely to attack players that have attacked them recently. Computer builds now have 3 more rooms and a more sensible distribution of ants, so you shouldn't get just melee wood ants attacking you anymore. Freeplay AI Formicraptor colonies can now also build Medea and wood ant melee if the player has altered the files to allow them to be built. Formicraptor can now also build up to 4 species in Freeplay. Up to. They still might just pick one. It's random. More bridge AI work. The overground tile grid now knows which bridges link to which zones. Liam was very proud of himself for doing that, but no one knows what he's talking about. I think it was a really hard task that took him a couple of days, and it's a bit of an optimization for the fire ant bridges, but still no one knows what he's talking about. Fixed an issue with enemies within scan range would return the nearest enemy within range, whether or not it had passed the line of sight check. So this was an issue where the whip spider could attack enemies on top of the ramp, but it could also happen with other creatures, but very few creatures have the range of the whip spider, which is why that is what unveiled the issue. Fixed an issue with 20 where 20 refuse will be removed on cancelling a build job or upgrade job rather than the full amount of refuse. So you'll now be properly refunded refuse if you cancel a job. Refuse properly removed on the refund if you cancel a job as a leaf-cut colony. Fire ant bridges, great progress. Last thing Liam said. I added a check to everywhere and startup to check whether your save files are read-only, because someone had an issue with that. Remaining resource numbers can no longer appear to float upwards. Hey, Matt's fixed that issue with the resource numbers floating upwards when food drops close to and behind the camera. There we go. Is it just me, or is the stream name incorrect? It might be, actually. I don't think I checked it today. Yeah, I didn't check it today before I started streaming. It's one of the things I always forget to do. Right. Okay, so we're running again now. Right, I'm just going to do this one last thing and then I'm going to call it a day. So we're going to default infestation to off. Seems simple, should be simple, probably isn't. Basic Freeplay setup. Okay, so the default landmark options, where are they? Where's event construct? Here it is. Okay, so what have we got? Preset, per setups. I think they're meant to be pre-setups. I don't know if they're actually used. Oh, there must be. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Setup. What is it that decides the default options for landmarks? Oh, you forget about these things all the time. When you've been working on a game for years. Can't remember everything that I've done. Okay. Where's the final setup? Current setup. This is probably it. Let's see if that does it. No idea if it will. Maybe it will. Nope. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh no, I cancelled. That's why. Okay. Okay, so could either work backwards from that. So it runs something called set landmarks. IF. Okay. Have I just copied that from there? Looks like it. But it doesn't look like it's actually used. It's definitely used here. Set landmarks. Update setup. Update setup. Okay, so it's definitely something to do with this. Current setup has to be set somewhere at the beginning. This is it, isn't it? It's this one. If I change that there, Hey! There we go. You're right. Monstrum Robert. Good to have you with us. I mean, you've joined us a bit late. We're about to end, but I've successfully defaulted infestation to off. So there we go. So things I haven't done, but I've noted down this playthrough, is allow AI to pause an assault to regroup. I've also done add in a pop cap for free play that the AI has to follow. Both of those are a little bit trickier to add in than I was willing to do on air. So there we go. Other than that, I think we are done for today. There was a couple more things. Hang on, let me just have a look. There's a couple more things that I noted down that I wanted to do with the AI, and hopefully I can get all of this in before the weekend, and then we can have a patch on Friday, which should come with loads of fixed issues and improved AI-ness. Okay, so right, I wanted to allow Formica Freeplay colonies to make more tactical decisions on what they build rather than just random. So like pick a certain combination, like maybe trapjaws and ranged, or Zergu with army ants, or something like that. Check the AI is not seeking out large groups of enemies for no reason. I think it might be. So I think when there's a fight going on, the AI sometimes bundles into it without any good reason. So I might have a look into that. Freeplay AI turn off gathering when enemy colony is attacking. We've already done that today, so I'll mark that one as resolved. And that's that. Right, okay, so I've got a small list of things that I want to get done before releasing another patch, but it is a small list, so we should be golden. We should be able to get one out by Friday, on Friday probably. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me today. Hopefully there'll be another patch in the next couple of days, which should move the AI on a bit further. There's still more I'd like to do with the AI before putting it down for a little bit. Will the enemy colonies be able to upgrade? They already can, yes. So yeah, they do upgrade their ants, although they don't. So yeah, they do upgrade their tiles. Yes, you were late. Sorry about that. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. It's alright.